Check my check. All right. All right. And- All right. Let's test out the audio. Am I audible? All right. The game is about to start, and Jofra Archer has the ball in his hand. We are in for the firecracker of a match as the power play begins between two powerful teams. Do not underestimate the West Indies as the first ball is a wide. Well, Jofra Archer starts off with a wide. The openers for West Indies are Brandon King and Shai Hope. As Jofra Archer runs in to bowl again, and that is defended for a dot ball. He's working up some nice pace here. And Donovan Koch is the umpire standing in his 14th T20 international, while at the other end there is Alauddin Palekar standing in his 69th T20 international. The match is in Wankhede, Mumbai, which is renowned for the swing in the first 5 overs or so. It is a played for a single, and Brandon King gets off the mark. Batting order for West Indies is Brandon King, Shai Hope, Shimron Hetmyer, Rockman Powell, Sir Rutherford, Roston Chase, Romario Shepherd, Jason Holder, Akil Hussain, Shamar Joseph, and Gunakesh Muthi. They bat right till number 9 as Archer bowls once again, and it is defended. It's a dot ball. It's a strong West Indies lineup, and you can never really write them off in the T20s, which is their favorite format. The bowling attack of England will be Archer, Adil, Overton. Archer runs into bowl again, and that is another wide which flies over the slips for 4 runs. Oh, that one is an enormous wide. Wow, that's a nice little bonus for the West Indies. It is not just a wide, it got considerable bounce as well and flew over the slips. That just shows the pace of Jofra Archer. That was a rocket. As he bowls his fourth ball, which is a bouncer, and it is given a wide because it flew over his head. That's an erratic start, by Jofra Archer. As we have a look at the points table, both West Indies and England have a one victory each, though in the last game, Nepal had given a very tough time to England and they could only win it in the last ball. 6 runs were needed of the last ball, but Nepal could not do it. So this one is a very important match as Nepal have shown that they have the capacity to upset the Giants, and the Nepal versus West Indies match has not yet happened. This over is taking a long time to finish because of three extras. 7 balls have been bowled already, but only four of them have been legitimate balls. As he crunches that one down the covers, and it is caught by the fielder. That is out. That is out. Shai Hope has to go. After scoring only a single run, he is caught at covers, was attempting a powerful cover drive, but he could not keep it down. As a result, West Indies lose their wicket very early on as the score is 8 for 1. Oh, that is a very early wicket for the West Indies. The new batsman on the crease will be a Shimron Hetmyer as he makes his way to the crease to join Brandon King. A very experienced batsman, Shimron Hetmyer, and has plenty of experience playing in the IPL, and he has played quite a few matches here at the Wankhede Stadium in Mumbai. Age 29, left-handed batsman. He can play both the anchor innings and power game as and when required. England won the toss and decided to have a crack by bowling first. This has been a rather wavered over by Jofra Archer, and hopefully it ends now. Oh, what a fantastic delivery. He gets some swing as he beats the bat of Shimron Hetmyer. What a fantastic delivery that was. First over ends for a score of 8 for 1. West Indies have plenty of firepower in their batting to come, some very big hitters, and don't forget that they bat right up till number 9. There is Shai Rutherford, Austin Chase, Romario Shepherd, Jason Holder, Akil Hussain. All of them can bat. Next over will be bowled by Sam Curran. He is known to get some early swing, and Wankhede is known to favor swing in the first 4-5 overs. Let's see if he is able to generate any swing now as he runs into bowl. And that one is a powerful shot by Brandon King, but he is caught by the fielder at deep fill salt. Brandon King has to walk back to the pavilion. That is a wicket. Oh my goodness. The West Indies have made a very shaky start, giving away two easy catches to the opposition. That one was a wideish delivery and that was lofted high in the air by Brandon King and Phil Salt making no mistake as the score now stands at 8 for 2. After 1.1 overs, West Indies have managed 8 for the loss of 2 wickets. They will have to do better than that as England is a very powerful T20 side. Yes, they had a bit of a wobble in the Nepal match when their bowlers could not really dominate the Nepali batsmen, but it remains a strong team with a strong bowling lineup. Jofra Archer, Sam Curran, Adil Rashid, and Craig Overton. In at number 4 is Roston Chase, who is known for his anchor innings for West Indies. They would really need one now because the one thing West Indies need right now is a partnership. Sam Curran on a high after that wicket. He'll be looking to get some early swing as he runs into bowl. And that took the outside edge, but it is still going to the leg side, and they managed to take a couple of runs. He was trying to play straight, but it took the outside edge. Inside edge, I'm sorry. As the score is now 10 for 2 in 1.2 overs. It has been tough going for the West Indies so far. A very shaky start where they have lost 2 wickets. Yes, they bat deep till number 9, but they cannot lose wickets that early in the game because then they will have to play catch up for the rest of the game. For a while, it looked like that ball was going for 4, but then Phil Salt was standing there in anticipation and he took that catch like a pro. He's an outstanding fielder. Right now, he is not keeping wickets as that responsibility is being handled by Joss Butler. He crashes into the pads. A half-hearted shout by Sam Curran and the other fielders as they consider whether to take a review or not. Sam Curran is still considering it as Harry Brook gives it a second thought, but in the end, they decide not to go for the review. No runs of this over so far. West Indies will be looking to get a score of at least 50 to 60 in the power play, as that one does not cross the circle, and it is yet another dot ball. 3 dot balls on the trot by Sam Curran. He's not the quickest English bowler. The last one clocked only 114, but that's where he operates in the 120 kilometers an hour range. His main weapon is getting early swing, and he seems to be getting up the swing now. This being Wankhede as he runs into bowl for the last delivery of the over, and that is defended stoutly by Roston Chase. And at the end of 2 overs, West Indies are 10 for the loss of 2 wickets. This is a very important game for the table because while earlier people might have thought that England and West Indies will easily make it out of the table to move to the Super 8, but Nepal showed in their last match that they are not here to make up the numbers. They are here to compete and they still have a match to go with the West Indies. So I would say this is a very important match for the West Indies as Hetmyer crashes this one through the covers for a fantastic shot. What a shot that was. slashed it and slashed hard, and that raced away to the boundary like a president. There was no chance for any fielder to do anything. All the fielders were left standing. A sensational shot. Ooh, this was in the air for a while, but managed to fall short of the fielder. Roston Chase is back on strike, 2 of 5. Both these players are known for favoring a longer innings. They take their time to get settled, about 10 to 15 balls. Both of them are capable of hitting the big shots. Make no mistake. As Archer cranks up the pace and runs in hard for his next delivery to a Roston Chase. Oh, completely missed it as it flies to the wicket-keeper. Jofra Archer is generating some serious pace over here. The two wickets to fall so far, the openers Shai Hope and Brandon King. Both of them gave some easy catches to the fielders, as there is a smattering of English support in the crowds as Jofra Archer is dispatched to the boundary by Roston Chase. What a fantastic cover drive that is. Races through the covers, and that's the first boundary for Roston Chase as it takes the score to 19. What a fine shot that was. Well, well, well. They do need a partnership, and we cannot afford to lose any more wickets in the power play, not to a strong team like England. Archer for his fifth delivery. That is a dot ball as it goes to the fielder. If you're joining for the first time, please hit a like and please hit subscribe as it will get recommended to your feed. I'll be covering the entire World Cup, and this is one of the very few channels where you will get commentary in English. Please help and support a growing channel. Your support matters a lot. Jofra Archer for his fifth delivery. This over so far has yielded 9 runs. Oh, that is a dot ball as there's nothing Chase can do about it. And the close-in fielders are very quick to throw the ball back to Josh Butler. At the end of 3 overs, England is 19 for the loss of 2 wickets. If you see the table, then there is England, West Indies, and Nepal in contention. Nepal has not opened their points table yet. However, they are perfectly capable of causing an upset. Sam Curran comes in for his next over. Hetmyer will be on strike as he runs in, and that is a dot ball. Hetmyer and Chase both being watchful. They know that they cannot afford to lose any more wickets in the power play. Both of them being watchful, both of them are known for playing mature anchor innings. That's not to say that they cannot hit the big shots, but the real power hitters from the West Indies are yet to arrive at the crease. So Rohman Powell, Shai Rutherford, Jason Holder, all of them can hit the long ball. That is a wild swipe through the air by Jason Hetmyer, but it falls just short of the fielder, and they have enough time to take a couple of runs as the score moves to 21 for the loss of two wickets. This has been a rather shaky start for the West Indies, I must say. Sam Curran bowling his third, and that is a six. Hetmyer has dispatched Sam Curran out of the boundary. Sit and deliver. He sits down to sweep, and it lands right into the stands. What a sixer. Fantastic shot by Hetmyer. As the score moves to 31 for the loss of two wickets. And the next one is glanced very fine on the leg side, and Hetmyer gets another four. He's on a roll. I tell you, Shimron Hetmyer is on a roll. He's giving some momentum to this West Indies innings. Two back-to-back big shots, and 12 from the over so far. Sam Curran is looking a bit worried, as he should be, because he knows that once these West Indies innings gets going, they have a lot of power hitters in their ranks, and they could be in for chasing a big total here at the 1KD. Oh, that took the inside edge as they run in for a quick single, a risky single, I must say, but they manage it safely in the end as the score is now 32 for the loss of two wickets. Hetmyer has plenty of experience playing in these conditions. He has had a long career with the Rajasthan Royals, and he has played at this venue 1KD a lot. As they take another single and the score goes to 33 for 2 at the end of 4 overs, we might expect to see a bowling change. Surprise addition now as Will Jacks takes the ball. They are introducing spin in the fifth over. Will Jacks has been known to bowl at over or two in the power play, not always with a lot of success, but let's see. He's here with a new hairstyle, having colored his hair platinum blonde. Let's see how the West Indies manage against spin as Roston Chase is very watchful and defends at a back as it is picked up by Will Jacks. It is a dot ball. Oh, that is a wild heave over the covers and that runs for boundary. That is a fantastic four. by Boston Chase, crunched through the covers, literally. That takes the score to 41 for the loss of 2 wickets. That is swept away for 4. Roston Chase is making up for those dot deliveries he consumed. Back-to-back fours for Roston Chase. What a fine sweep shot that was. And his gamble of giving Will Jacks the ball might prove to be just a bit expensive for the English players. The next ball is again drilled through the covers for yet another 4. 3 back-to-back boundaries for Roston Chase. He is looking absolutely in command of this innings now as he races away to 19 or 14 balls, and the West Indies score is now 45 for 2 or 4.4 overs. As a partnership swells up to 38 for the loss of 22 wickets. Three back-to-back boundaries by Roston Chase. After the assault by Hetmyer in the previous over, this West Indies innings seems to be racing away as the next ball is pushed for a single. Hetmyer has removed his helmet, so that means he is looking to connect a few. Let's see if he manages to take some runs off Will Jacks. As Will Jack comes in to bowl his last ball, and Shimron Hetmyer needs no second invitation as he sweeps this one 10 rows back into the stands for a fantastic 6. This over has proved very expensive for England. 19 of that over. And an experiment of bowling Will Jacks in the power play has backfired badly for England. A productive couple of overs for West Indies, and their innings is well on their way now. 52 for 2 is the score, and they're batting at a run rate of 10.06. This is a very important game in the context of the table they are in. England survived an early scare from Nepal, who took the ball to the last match, and West Indies will have to face them next. Overton comes into bowl, and he almost takes a wicket on the first ball as the ball was in the air for a while. But Roston Chase manages to take a single. No damage done. If you're just joining the stream, please consider hitting the like and hitting subscribe because that will give you regular access to the feed as I'll be covering the entire World Cup. This is one of the very few streams you will find with English commentary. Jamie Overton, the tall English fast bowler, more of a hit at the deck variety, not an out and out pace bowler, but he is very experienced, having played in leagues across the world. He runs into bowl to bowl his second ball, and Roston Chase deflects it off his pads. Most probably that will be a leg by, but it will be a single nonetheless. That was almost a run out attempt during the first delivery, and a direct hit by Jofra Archer would have surely sent Simran Hetmyer packing. This is turning out to be a Very solid partnership. 45 of 26 balls. Overton runs into bowl the third, and there is nothing Hetmyer can do with it as it goes to the fielder. Roston Chase for a second was interested in single, but he was rightly sent back. There is no need to risk quick singles right now as the power play is about to end and they will need both these batsmen to construct a long innings. Shimron Hetmyer facing Overton. That crashes on to the pads, but it looked like it was going to the leg side. The ball runs away to the boundary, but it is intercepted by Adil Rashid, and they get 2 runs of leg byes. This is a solid over by Overton so far. He is not giving away any freebies. Most sixes this tournament. Shimron Hetmyer with 8 sixes. As the next ball goes in the air, it flies in the air, taking the thick edge. And it is safely caught by Sam Curran, who is a brilliant fielder. That is it for Shimron Hetmyer. He won't be hitting any more sixes in this match, as the score is now 55 for the loss of 3 wickets. A very important wicket for England. I don't know what he was trying to do here. Was he trying to hook it? But regardless, the awkward bounce of Jamie Overton produced an outside edge, and that is out. Shimron Hetmyer goes for 23 of 12 deliveries. Shofane Rutherford is at the crease as he joins Roston Chase. As the players now enjoy a drinks break. By the way, I don't know if you followed the last match, Afghanistan versus South Africa, but according to me, that was the best match of this World Cup, and I would say the best T20 match I have ever seen. They were set a stiff target of 188, but they somehow managed to tie it. KG Rabada bowling the last over, bowled a couple of no balls that he shouldn't have, and then first super over was tied again as Clifton Stubbs hit a six of the last ball. Then it was another super over where Afghanistan had to get 24 from 6 balls, and they almost achieved it as Rahmanullah Gurbaz hit 3 sixes on the trot against Keshav Maharaj. The last ball, they needed 5 runs to win the match, but he could not put it away. It was the best T20 match I have ever witnessed. If you have missed it, please go and watch the highlights. And I promise you, you will not be disappointed. If you are a true lover of cricket, I guarantee you that you will be entertained. That kind of match it was Afghanistan versus South Africa that happened in the morning. Shofade Rutherford at the crease as he will face Jamie Overton. In case you have just joined, England dismissed the 2 openers early, Shai Hope and Brandon King. Then Chase and Hetmyer had a nice little partnership going before it was broken by Jamie Overton. And this is the last ball of the power play when the fielding restrictions are still on. Rutherford is very capable of hitting the big shots, but he also knows how to take the singles and the twos. as that one is played for a dot ball by Shai Rutherford. At the end of the power play, West Indies sit at 55 for 3 of 6 overs. They will be looking to score at least 180 runs because this Wankhede pitch is such that it eases up after the first few overs. Now we will see the crafty leg spin of Adil Rashid. He is known for flighting the ball and deceiving batsmen. Will he manage to get a couple of wickets for England? The umpire signals the end of power play as Adil Rashid takes the ball. A Roston chase on strike. Very balanced innings of 21 for 17. Chase takes a single, and on strike is Shai Rutherford now. As he comes in to bowl the next delivery, Rutherford bunts it down to the fielder for a single. Jamie Orton had bowled a slow bouncer, almost an off cutter, to get rid of Shimron Hetmyer, who tried to deposit it into the stands, but could only manage to get a toppets that flew straight to the fielder. A fantastic catch by Sam Curran. He doesn't miss many. Adil Rashid takes the inside edge of Roston Chase, and that was about to be wicket number 4. Well, England has made a nice little recovery after it was looking like Roston Chase and Hetmyer were taking the game away from them. That one misses the bat as he bowls the googly, which Rutherford could not pick at all. A very cunning bowler, Adil Rashid. He has got all the variations and he has picked heaps of wickets in T20 cricket. Another dot ball as Rashid fields of his own bowling. Both of these players will now have to consolidate while keeping the scoreboard ticking. West Indies has a lot of depth in their batting. They bat right till number 9. There are some power hitters still to come, like Rothman Powell. Even Akil Hossain can bat. There is, and who can forget Romario Shepherd? Then there is Jason Holder. So still plenty of firepower in the West Indies tank. Remains to be seen if they make full use of it. Three wickets have fallen so far. Both the openers, Brandon King and Shai Hope, have departed, as well as Shimran Hetmyer, all of them trying to play the big shots. And this was about to be yet another wicket as Roston Chase flicked it high into the air. And it was also a run out attempt, a direct hit, but the umpire is not interested. As the ball turns out to be a dot ball, this is turning out to be a fine spell by Jamie Orton, by the way. 1.2 overs and only 2 runs conceded and 1 wicket taken. In T20 context, that is gold. Chase has made his ground comfortably, so that direct hit did not really impress the umpire at all. If you're just joining in, please consider hitting subscribe as that would help me grow my reach. Also, hit like if you are enjoying the commentary so far. Thanks for staying connected. The West Indies dugout is looking a little bit worried because the run rate has dipped since the departure of Shimron Hetmyer, and it is now below 8 as West Indies are 60 for 3. Jamie Overton steams into bowl his fourth delivery as it is one more dot ball. He is not giving anything away, and they are finding it very difficult to hit any productive shots of Jamie Overton. Maybe it's his awkward bounce because of his height. They are simply not able to get under the ball to do anything with it. Roston Chase facing Overton again, and he takes a wild swipe at it and it runs away to the boundary. A fantastic shot as it was hit away to the leg side. A welcome boundary for the West Indies because the last one was a while ago. That will help release the shackles somewhat. Jamie Orton running in for his last ball, and that is a dot ball as Boston Chase defends it. The score is now 64 for 3 of 8 overs. Tomorrow morning, Sri Lanka will be facing Oman, followed by Italy versus Nepal. Nepal has one of the most passionate fan bases in the world, and you could see that in the first match when they came out in full strength to support their team playing at the Wankhede, and they cheered them on as they brought England almost to the brink of defeat, but could not manage a last ball six. They will be looking to upset the West Indies, and West Indies will be well aware of that. You cannot take Nepal lightly in this group at all. Liam Dawson comes into bowl, a very experienced campaigner. He starts off with a dot ball. He's known for bowling with a tight line and length. And despite being on the higher side of his 30s, he has been brought in to the team because of his exceptional performances in domestic cricket and the 100. He will look to put the spin chokehold on the West Indies as they attempt a double and they get it. It has been a bit of a shaky start for Shai Rutherford that he has only managed 4 runs in his first 7 deliveries. And Roston Chase, on the other hand, is, well, he's 28 of 25 balls, but I guess this is the kind of innings that the West Indies want from him right now, and he will look to accelerate as the overs go by. They must try not to get into a shell because this is the ninth over already. And even if they have a late surge in the last 5 overs, they would want to get at least 180 on the surface because this is that kind of surface where it is not uncommon for teams to chase down 170, 180. Liam Dawson runs into ball to Roston Chase again. And that is delicately played down. That was almost a lap shot. And that runs away towards four. Very delicately done with surgical precision by the one and only Roston Chase. Fine display of skill that was. He is known as the innings builder of West Indies, Roston Chase. As the next ball goes to the fielder, very nicely done. A four and then a single. They have to keep, they have to continue doing that for a while because they have some firepower left. Rockman Powell, Romario Shepherd, Jason Holder, all three are capable of hitting the big shots. Liam Dawson for his last delivery. The ball almost runs away to the boundary, but it is well stopped by the fielder Jacob Bethel as they have enough time to take a double. After the end of 9 overs, West Indies 74 for 3 with a run rate of 8.22. They will look to score against a spin, and they have some quality spin in their ranks, England, because there is Adil Rashid, there's Liam Dawson, and Will Jacks. Will Jacks was taken apart by Shimron Hetmyer and Roston Chase, and I doubt if we will see another over from him, but let's wait and watch. If you are here for the first time, please consider hitting the subscribe button. That would really help me a lot. Adil Rashid, second over. First ball is taken for a single. His first over yielded only 3 runs as he showed his full repertoire of skills. Classical leg spinners, the googly, the quick one. Very experienced T20 bowler Adil Rashid and in great demand in leagues all across the world. Next ball is a wide as he tries to push it through. Rutherford is yet to have any impact on this game, only 7 from 9 deliveries. We all know he is capable of much more than that. Pushed for a single the next ball. Adil Rashid is known for deceiving batsmen with his flight and a very good record with his conventional leg break and with the googly. As the next ball crashes onto the pad and it is given out, Roston Chase has to go. Well, he can still take the review, but the umpire has no hesitation in giving it out. Absolutely no hesitation. Roston Chase takes the review and it will now go to the third umpire. Let's see if there is any way that Roston Chase can be saved. To me, it looked very plumb. It was directly crashing into the middle stumps as the umpire checks the ultra edge to see if there is any nick. There is no nick, and it thuds into the pad, and this is looking straight out to me. There is only one way Roston Chase can be saved now. That is if the ball is missing the stump, but it is pitching outside off, impact in line, and hitting the wickets. Roston Chase has to go. The West Indies They are in a tough spot now, 77 for 4 of 9.3 overs. They will have to make a recovery from here on. This has been a disciplined bowling effort from England so far. And apart from an early flourish in the power play by Hetmyer and Roston Chase, they haven't really been going in this innings so far. I don't think this innings has really taken off. Yes, they are going at 8 runs and over, but that is the norm in T20 cricket. 8 runs and over is a no big deal. It is expected. In fact, modern day T20 cricket has evolved to such an extent that a run rate of 10 to 12 is considered very normal. Well, here is the man who can make it happen, Rohman Powell. He possesses tremendous power. One look at him and you can see that he does not skip the gym very regularly. Powerful arms and shoulders that are capable of hitting the ball into the stands and beyond. Adil Rashid, the crafty Adil Rashid, three more deliveries to go. He dismissed Roston Chase just a couple of minutes ago with a deceptive googly. And the next ball is a googly as well, and Rohman Powell could not pick it at all as it crashed into his hips. Adil Rashid now has achieved an important milestone, 400 wickets in T20s, including internationals and leagues. That next delivery was a gem of a delivery. A perfect leg spinner that dipped in, turned, and beat the outside edge of Robin Powell. Almost reminded me of Shane Warne's magic delivery, the ball of the century. And now it is time for the last ball as Rothman Powell dispatches it towards the Birdman fielder, and he is able to manage a couple of runs. The score is 79 for 4 at the end of 10 overs, and I think it will be very soon that we will start seeing some aggression from Sherfane Rutherford because half the innings is gone and they will try their best to reach a total of 180, but that is easier said than done. To reach 180, the next 10 overs have to go for 10 runs and over. That will mean a plenty of sixes. But both these batsmen are capable of doing it, plenty of experience in the Indian Premier League, and both of them have played at Dewan Khede before, as Liam Dawson returns to bowl his second over, 0 for 10 so far, known for bowling a disciplined line in length. He doesn't flight the ball as much as Adil Rashid, prefers to keep a low and flat trajectory. His job is to choke the runs, not to give away sixes. On the other hand, Adil Rashid regularly invites the batsman to go after him, giving plenty of flight to the balls. As he dismissed Boston Chase with a perfect googly, and he had no clue about it. On strike is Rohan Powell at 2 from 3 deliveries. Mm, he- that is a dot ball. The dot balls are kind of piling up and it is dragging the run rate down. And I think the dugout will be worried because they need to be rotating the strike. They cannot afford to give that many dot balls. As Powell guides it to the fielder for a single, Liam Dawson bowling his usual discipline line and length as Sherfane Rutherford is on strike. He deflects it off his pads and is very happy to take a single. No signs of aggression yet from these two batsmen, but there needs to be very soon, as not a lot of time to go, only 9 overs left after this. With the kind of batting that England possesses, I don't think a score of 150, 160 will be any good at all. If you're here for the first time, please hit a subscribe and hit a like, as that will help me increase my reach. This is still a growing channel, and I need all your support. Thank you for joining in. Liam Dawson fires one in, and they can only take a single as that over goes for only 4. At the end of 11, West Indies are 83 for 4. Now here's a big surprise. Will Jacks is back to bowl. Well, he gave away 19 from his first over. I was expecting Harry Brook to be done with him, but apparently he has a lot of trust in Will Jacks. Maybe they are trying to tempt the West Indies batsmen to throwing away their wickets. Let's see if they are successful. Will Jacks. And I think the West Indies batters have to go after Will Jacks. They cannot afford to keep playing these singles and dot balls. As I say this, the first ball is just a single. If they manage to, if Harry Brook manages to get a cheap over out of Will Jacks, well, that would really help England. The next ball is a dot ball as he cannot read the spin at all. Shafin Rutherford is playing a very scratchy inning so far, and he has to get going. West Indies would be counting on Shafin Rutherford to hit the big shots. And just as I say that, here comes the big shot. He lofts Will Jacks to the leg side, and it crashes on to the side screen for a maximum. What a fine shot that was. 6 runs. That ball did not turn at all, and Rutherford had no problems hitting a 6. 78 meters. The score moves on to 90 for 6 as Will Jack comes into bowl again. And that is lofted for yet another 6, and this one is going so far into the crowd that went into the third tier balcony. Oh my goodness, what a powerful shot that is. That took enormous amount of power, and Will Jack's face is saying it all. He is proving to be extremely expensive, and it was a huge gamble to bring him into ball after the first over where he conceded 19. He has so far given away 32 runs in 10 balls. Oh dear me. That shot was full of power. What will he do next ball? Will he try to change his line as he bowls that one wide of the off stump? A clever delivery. Finally, Sherfane Rutherford has gotten going, and he has shown us what he is capable of with two back-to-back sixes. The second one was an absolute monster. The last ball by Will Jacks. They take a single. I think that will be called leg buys. As that over goes for 14, well, that Will Jacks experiment completely failed. West Indies now stand at 97 for 4 at the end of 12 overs. And these two have to build a partnership from here. At least for the next 3, 4 overs, they have to stick around and take their chances because this is not a pitch where a score of 160, 170 will be enough. They will have to push beyond if they are if they really want to give a serious challenge to England. They still have batsmen like Romario Shepherd waiting in the wings. West Indies has lost 4 wickets, 3 of them catches, and one a very cunning LBW by Adil Rashid with an unreadable googly. Jofra Archer has the ball once again as he steams into bowl. And that is a very risky single, but they did manage to complete it. That ball was 146 kilometers an hour. He's really cranking up the pace. He is capable of hitting speeds above 150, but I've noticed that these days he is bowling a bit within himself, not going absolute full steam. But this is still a very potent pace, and he is easily the fastest bowler in these two teams combined. Next ball by Jofra Archer will be faced by Rohman Powell, who has had a slow start so far. But it is slow no more as he drills it above the covers. Inside out shot that crashes through the covers into the boundary. What a fantastic shot. That was a lot of power. It takes a lot of power to hit Jofra Archer like that. And Roman Powell has plenty of it. What a shot that was. Giving absolutely no chance for anyone to move as that ball plunged above covers like a tracer bullet. Next ball is negotiated for a single towards the leg side by Powell. Shofane Rutherford gets back the strike. If you were not watching the last over, he hit two back-to-back sixes against Will Jacks. The second one went almost into the third tier. Jofra Archer runs in again. And that takes the outside edge and it is in the air. Oh, what a save by Adil Rashid. He could not manage to catch it at the boundary, but he did just enough to throw it back into play. That was going to be a certain boundary. Well, well, well. A fine fielding effort, I would say. He had to jump into the air for a dive, but as soon as he realized he could not complete the catch, wait a second, is that a boundary? Yes, it is. I can see that the ball has just touched the boundary rope, so that will be a six, in fact. That will be a six by Shafin Rutherford. It was a fine effort, I'll still say that, but he could not stop the six. That means the score is now 110 for 4, and Shafin Rutherford is getting into his groove slowly but surely. He does a sensible thing by hitting the next one for a quick single. Oh, if you see it in real time, Adil Rashid had really little time to take the catch, and he did his best to throw it back into play, but it just managed to touch the boundary rope. Both Harry Brook and bowler Jofra Archer looking a bit disappointed with that effort. as he runs in for the final delivery. Roman Powell on strike, and that is flicked on the leg side for a very delicate boundary. This turned out to be an expensive over by Jofra Archer, 17 coming off it. Not something we see daily, but we can now say that the West Indies innings is finally heading somewhere after the wickets had pulled them back. The run rate is now a healthy 8.77, and if they continue striking at 10 and over, they will cross 180. But I think they'll be looking to do better than that because this pitch is as flat as they come. And remember, this is a short boundary here at the Wankhede. England possess plenty of firepower with Phil Salt, Joss Butler at the top of the order, Jacob Bethel, Tom Banton, a long list of power hitters. Last 12 balls have yielded 31 runs, a fantastic recovery by the West Indies. Liam Dawson for his next over. Shai Rutherford guides it expertly in between two fielders. That was done with surgical precision as he gets a four. Well, the momentum is now firmly in the side of the West Indies as they are not looking back. Both of these batsmen are perfectly capable of scoring at a strike rate of well over 200. Well, they are not there yet, but they are definitely on the way. Shafane Rutherford faces Dawson again, and that's called a wide by the umpire. Liam Dawson seems to be facing the pressure as well because this has been a very productive phase of play by the West Indies. They will now be looking to score 200 minimum. Hit and a miss as Dawson manages a dot ball. Let's see if he can keep bowling tight to shove into the third, who seems to be on a rampage after playing a watchful first half of his innings. And he launches it straight over Dawson's head and it crashes into the side screen for a powerful six. Oh, what a shot by Shafane Rutherford. The floodgates have opened now, just at the right time for the West Indies. 77 meters, a flat six, and a very powerful one, I must say. The next ball is again a wide. Well, all these constant hits have affected the rhythm of the English bowlers for sure. Definitely Liam Dawson as that is his second wide of the over. He will have to bowl that again, and he does. And that ball goes safely to the fielder for a dot ball. Two overs to go in this Liam Dawson over. I'm sorry I missed this comment from Nadine Salmon, who is thanking me for his commentary and is listening in from Jamaica, West Indies. Nadine, if you're still listening, thank you so much for your support. Please subscribe, as your support means a lot to me. Sorry I missed that one as my chat window was not open. I'll try to be more responsive to your comments. This is a growing channel, and well, let's see if we are able to get more support as I plan to hit 1,000 subscribers by the end of this World Cup. Thank you so much. One more delivery to go. Liam Dawson has conceded an expensive over so far. And the next ball is played for a dot by Rowan Powell as at the end of 14 overs, West Indies stand at 127 for 4. I think this is the strongest format of West Indies T20. They have a couple of World Cups. In fact, they had won two back-to-back World Cups. And Marlon Samuels had been the key player in both the finals. As we now head towards a drinks break, and in one of the finals, you must have heard the famous bit of commentary that is still very memorable. Carlos Brathwaite, remember the name. That was Ian Bishop commentating as he hit four sixes back to back. If there is one thing West Indies are never short of, it is power hitters. They always have those powerful players who are able to hit sixes at will. They are looking on course to get a total of 200, and they would want to do it because in this flat track at the Wankhede, I don't think 170, 175 is going to be enough. If you're new here, please consider liking the stream and hitting subscribe. 2016, West Indies had won by 6 wickets, if you remember. The drinks break is now over as Adil Rashid will take over the ball. He has been fantastic so far. Only 8 runs of his 2 overs and he has taken a wicket. An economy of 4 in a T20 match like this on a flat track is like solid gold dust. Rutherford is batting on 41 of 25. He will look to get his half century, perhaps in this over, but he will have to face the cunning leg spin of Adil Rashid, who always has his bag of tricks ready. And in fact, the wicket that he got was through one of his tricks, his unreadable googly that Roston Chase could not read at all as the ball crushed on his bats. Adil Rashid goes in to bowl the first over, and that is uh, guided towards Jofra Archer for a single. It brings back Roman Powell on strike. Roman Powell needs to get going now. Apart from that solitary boundary, we have not yet seen much of his power hitting, but we all know what he's capable of. And now is the time to go. As he hoiks the ball into the air and straight into the hands of the waiting fielder. Roman Powell has to depart as Jamie Overton takes the catch. Wow, what a catch that was. He attempted a six, but could not time it properly, and Jamie Overton was waiting for him with hands like big buckets. It is not easy to take these catches with the light glaring on your eyes like that, but he had no problems at all. With that wicket, West Indies is now 128 for 5. The next batsman at the crease would be Jason Holder. I'm slightly surprised by this decision. I expect Romario Shepherd to walk in because I think, even though he's a late order power hitter, I think he should be getting at least a few deliveries to get his eye in. It's no use if he comes in the 19th or 20th over. Even if he gets some runs, I feel his power should not be wasted. I would have sent in Romario Shepherd, but I'm sure the West Indies dugout had their reasons. Jason Holder, though, he's no slouch with the bat. Perfectly hit, capable of hitting the big ones. Adil Rashid, the pick of the bowlers so far, 2 for 9 of 2.2 overs. Oh, that one was a fantastic leg spinner. It turned so much. You would believe that we are playing a test match on a dust bowl. That spun away from leg stump to a meter away from off stump. My goodness. Next ball is a dot ball. None of the West Indies batsmen has been able to get on top of Adil Rashid's bowling. 2.4 overs, 2 for 9. Fantastic figures in the context of the game. Oh. The next ball is safely bunted away for a single. That was a fine catch by Jamie Overton. I have to repeat myself. It is not easy to hold on to those with the lights glaring down on you in this heat and humidity of the 1K day. But when you have ones like buckets like Jamie Overton, I think they will stick. You can see now that the West Indies batsmen are giving due respect to Adil Rashid, just opting to play out his over, finishing with a single as Rutherford retains the strike, and at the end of 15, West Indies are 130 for 5. If you're joining for the first time, please consider hitting the subscribe button and please comment. Let me know where you're listening from. That would really mean a lot. There are not many streams you will find online that have English commentary. Most of them are in Hindi. Jamie Overton comes in to bowl again. If Adil Rashid has been the best bowler so far, I would have to say Overton has been the second best, with figures of 1 for 7 from 2 overs. Rutherford to face him, and he takes the top edge and flies away for a boundary. That took a top edge, but it was hit with so much power that it had to disappear to the boundary. Score reaches 140 now. 140 for 5. The next ball is hit for a 6 deep into the stands. Sylvain Rutherford brings up his 50 in style. What a shot! That was pulled away with great power. and it simply disappeared into the stands. Well, Shai Rutherford is keeping the West Indies flag flying high with an innings of 53 of 29, and they would want him to continue with barely 5 overs to go. Sensibly deflects the next one towards the leg side. This Jamie Overton over has yielded 11 so far from 3 balls. So his earlier economical figures have been sort of disturbed. The West Indies are playing along at a run rate of 9.10 as they will go in for a late charge, trying to target 200, which would be considered a safe total here at the flat pitch and a small ground of 1 KD as Jason Holder pulls it towards third man and they tried to attempt 2 runs, but Jacob Bethel is a fine fielder. He only conceded one. There is a Romario Shepherd still to come, a fine hitter of the ball and capable of being highly destructive. Jamie Overton coming into ball for the fifth ball, and that was a slower one that goes to the wicket keeper. Nothing Shafin could do about it. With only about 4 overs to go, as you can see, Romario Shepherd ended up practicing his shots, warming up. They would surely need a few hits from his bat. Shafin on strike as he faces Overton, and he can only play it to Jamie Overton, who picks it up and threatens a throw but does not follow it through. At the end of 16 overs, West Indies are at 142 for 5. Only 4 overs to go. This is a key moment in the game now, as these 4 overs will decide if West Indies sit England challenging or a relatively easy total. I bet them to get at least 190 from here on because they have enough firepower to do so. But if they really stretch themselves, 200 is not out of scope either. Sam Curran has the ball now. 1 for 16 from his 2 overs. He was finding some amount of swing during the power play, but he will not find any swing now. Let's see if he's able to stop the onslaught. Jason Holder facing Sam Curran. Oh, he charged in the pitch, attempting to hit him through the covers, but he could not put a bat to ball as a George Butler picks it up. That would be a dot ball, a valuable dot ball in the context of the game. They need a few big hits now for the final sprint. And a big hit it is as Jason Holder hits a magnificent shot over the covers. That is a flat six that will surely make it to the highlights package. What a beautiful shot. Just aimed it to perfection, and the fielders could only watch it sail over them. A deft touch by a powerful man, Jason Holder, as the score that races to 154 for 5. Sam Curran comes into bowl again, and that is yet another six on the blade of Jason Holder. Stand and deliver. It looked like he was attempting a pull shot, but whatever he did, there was enough power in it to carry it over the boundary. Jason Holder is getting in his groove with two back-to-back sixes of Sam Curran. They have to keep going for every ball now. They cannot afford to wait anymore with only 21 balls to go and Romario Shepherd waiting in the wings impatiently. Jason Greco has a strike rate of 200 plus against full deliveries. So there you go. You cannot afford to be bowling full to Jason Holder at this stage of the game. Sam Curran is looking a bit worried after being hit for two back-to-back sixes. Like I said, it would be unlikely for him to find any swing now. So all he can do is try and bowl in the right areas. As the next one is guided towards the boundary rider by Jason Holder, Shafane Rutherford is back on strike. Harry Brook making a couple of changes in the field. He would be hoping that the rest of the deliveries do not yield that many big shots, as it could be the difference between chasing 190, 200, or maybe just 180. Shafane Rutherford can only hit that one to Craig Overton in the deep. Still 14 runs of the over, courtesy those two big hits by Jason Holder. The score predictor says that West Indies will go on to score 190, but I have a feeling they would want more than that, and they are capable of getting more than that. Sam Curran running into bowl the final ball, and that is an almighty blow by Jason Holder, the third six of the over. He is looking unstoppable right now. Jason Holder is looking unstoppable with three sixes in the over of Sam Curran. And that is a perfect little boost at the end as West Indies power to 162 for 5. Will they reach 200? Not unlikely as they only need about 13 runs and over from here on to hit 200. I believe the next few overs would be shared by Jofra Archer and Overton, but there is an over of Adil Rashid left. And just as I say that, Adil Rashid is here to bowl his fourth over. And why not? He has been the pick of the bowlers. Theophane Rutherford taking strike, and Rutherford gives it respect by just flicking it away towards the leg side. Will they take the risks against Adil Rashid, who has so far bowled a gem of a spell, 2 for 12 from 3 overs? If your main spinner is bowling at an economy of 4 runs and over, what more does a captain want? Jason Holder taking strike. He attempted a wild swing of the bat, but he could not get anywhere close to the ball. That was the perfect leg break delivery that turned a mile. That delivery turned like there was no tomorrow. And he takes another swing of it, another similar delivery, and Adil Rashid is turning the ball square. He has the ball on a string right now. He is putting enormous amounts of revolutions on the ball and it is hitting all the rough patches. Well, well. Jason Holder charges down the pitch and spikes it to the leg side, but can only manage to get a single. Well, perhaps it's for the better, as the last two balls will be faced by Shai and Rutherford. Holder was not able to read Adil Rashid at all, who has figures of 2 for 13. Fantastic. Shai Rutherford plays it into the air. That ball will be. No, it won't. For a second, it looked like Adil Rashid would take a catch of his own bowling, but he drops it as there is an overthrow that gives West Indies a time to take 2 runs. A very eventful delivery. Rashid tried his best to run back and catch it, but in the end, his efforts were not enough. That went so high in the air that it took an eternity to come down, and it spilled from the hands of Adil Rashid. He's not the best fielder in the side, to be very honest. Whatever it may be, he's bowling a fantastic spell. You can't deny that. As Rutherford just takes a single, and Adil Rashid finishes with figures of 2 for 16 from 4. What a spell that was. 18 overs done. West Indies are 167 for 5. And I think the batters will go after each and every delivery now. Archer comes in to bowl his final over. The last over he bowled was very expensive. It was a 17-run over. Let's see if he's able to improve upon that. Chopin Rutherford will face him. Well set at 59 of 36. A fantastic innings that has given a much needed momentum to the West Indies. That goes straight to the fielder. For a while, it was looking like a powerful shot that might reach the boundary. It went straight into the hands of the fielder who was waiting there. He caught it with a bounce. Harry Brook, the captain. Jason Holder on strike now. 22 from just 12 deliveries. Jofra Archer steaming in to bowl his second ball of the over. Jason Holder on strike. Crunched down the covers for a boundary. The fielder is not able to stop it at all. As the West Indies cross 170, score is 173 for 5. They have to keep these big shots coming. They have to try their best to come as close to 200 as possible. fine effort there by Jacob Bethel to stop it, but he could not do it in the end. Jofra Archer with his third delivery, and that was a great Yorker. Nothing Holder could do but guide it straight to Jamie Overton. Shane Rutherford is back on strike as the score reaches 173 for 5. Jofra Archer would like to close out this over with a wicket as the ball flies into the air, and the fielder will not be able to catch it. Jacob Bethel it was. It flies over the ropes for a super six. That was a fine shot, played with a lot of power towards the leg side, and not even the pace of Jofra Archer could stop Shafane Rutherford. In fact, it was the pace that he used to deposit it beyond the boundary. Jofra Archer is looking a bit disappointed with himself because it's not been a great evening for him. The next one goes for 2 runs, as that is very good running. Great situational awareness from these two. Jofra Archer has given away 47 runs of his 4 overs with 1 ball still to go. Not the best of returns. He was not looking at his best today, generating good pace, but he was quite wayward. The last ball of the over coming up. Let's see if Jofra is able to take a wicket. West Indies would be hoping for yet another big shot. So far, the score is at 181 for 5. I would say it's a safe score so far, but as the last ball is played for a single, that was a very quick and risky single, but they managed to make it at the end. As the score is 182 for 5. The last over now, whatever the runs they get, would be a bonus. If they get an 18-run over, they will even have a chance to hit 200 for that great psychological advantage. And the way these two are going, that is not out of the realms of possibility. Let's see how the next over goes. Most probably it will be bowled by Jamie Overton. And yeah, that is the case. Jamie Overton it is who will bowl the next one. They would need they would try their best to push it to 200 because there is plenty of firepower in the English team. Right at the top, there is a Joss Butler with Phil Salt, Tom Banton, Jacob Bethel, Harry Brook. There's nothing much Rutherford can do with the first delivery except play it for a single towards the offside. A good start by Jamie Overton. Jason Holder on strike. I'll tell you one thing. He will not look to defend any of the deliveries. With just 5 deliveries to go, there will be 5 attempts to hit the ball out of the park. It's a capacity crowd at the Wankhede who are fully involved in the game. Mumbai has always had a great cricketing culture as Jamie Orton runs into ball. Jason Holder takes an almighty heave at it and that is deposited into the second tier for a fantastic 6. Exactly what the West Indies needed at this point of time. What a shot. Jason Holder exhibiting the full might of his muscles. That was right in the slot, and that was no wild slog actually. That was hit with power and great timing. Coach Darren Sammy looks happy as the next ball is a dot ball as he aims exactly at the wide line and manages to stay inside it. That was a good delivery. The score is still 189 for 5 with 3 deliveries to go. Will they manage to get that 11 to get 200 for that psychological advantage? Jason Holder on strike, and he attempts another big shot that goes straight into the hands of the fielder standing there exactly for that shot. Tom Banton takes the catch with no problem at all, and Jason Holder has to depart. A fine innings by him, 33 of 17, as the next batsman to come to the crease is Romario Shepherd. Unfortunately, he gets only 2 balls, but he is capable enough to make good use of those 2 deliveries. He's always in an attacking mode, and now with the situation as it stands, he will need no second invitation. Jamie Overton running in to bowl the fifth delivery of the over to Romario Shepherd. He attempts a big shot, but it is just taken on the bounce by Phil Thorne in the boundary. Overton was interested for a second to see if it was a catch, but it fell just short for a single, which means Sylvain Rutherford will be taking strike for the final delivery with the score at 190 for 6. Will he manage to close the over in this innings with a bang? Remains to be seen, and we will see it just in a second as Overton steams in to bowl the last delivery of this innings. He takes a wild heave at it and deposits it over the boundary for a fantastic 6. The innings closes in style, and even though they did not manage to hit 200, 196 for 6 is the final total, and England have passed on their hand. They need to score 197 to win this match. Overall, it was a fine effort by the West Indies with some key innings by Simran Hetmyer, Roston Chase, but the star of today is Shai Rutherford, 76 for 42 from 42, as West Indies amass a total of 196 for 6. Please stay connected to the stream as I take a quick break. We will be running the commentary through the second innings. Do not go anywhere.
The big fast bowler begins his run-up now. He'll be looking for some early swing here in this match.
Thank you for staying connected so far. As we move to the second innings, Akil Hussain has the ball. And as he has done many times for the West Indies in the past, he will take the first over. And the first over will be spin. He doesn't just bowl left arm orthodox spin, he's also known to bowl arm balls that is more like a swing delivery than a spin delivery. Phil Salt hoiks that one into the air, and the very first ball disappears for a four. That is quite a welcome for Akil Hussain, as the intentions of Phil Salt are very clear. He is here to be destructive in the power play, and there are no two ways about it. The next one goes for a single, as that brings Joss Butler onto the strike. Joss Butler, of course, has plenty of experience playing on this ground. There was even a time when he played for the Mumbai Indians. The third ball is guided by Joss Butler towards point. They need 191 in 116 balls. Let's see how they manage it. They surely have the firepower to achieve it. Next ball is a dot ball. The score is 6 for 0 in zero point 0.4 overs. Akil Hussain bowling to Phil Salt, who attempts to clear the fielder but can only guide it towards the fielder for a dot ball. A steady start by Akil Hussain so far, only 6 runs conceded in 5. Phil Salt attempts it to play it behind the wicket. It was a wideish delivery, but it was not to be, as he only takes a single and the first over goes for 6 runs. This is going to be a tough chase for England because they will have to keep going along at the strike rate or at the run rate of 10 runs and over. Butler needs 23 runs for 4,000 in T20 internationals. Harry Brook needs only one for 4,000 in overall T20s. Jason Holder takes the ball. Age 34, right arm, a medium fast. Plenty of control he possesses and a very clever bowler. Phil Salt pulls it effortlessly into the stands for a six. What a shot that was! He did not even need to move. It was just a hip swivel. That was very much like how Rohit Sharma would have done it. 83 meters into the stands. A fine shot by Phil Salt as the score powers along to 13 for the loss of no wickets. The next one is crunched through the covers. That is a rude welcome for Jason Holder as his first two deliveries go for a 6 and a 4. Phil Salt is not here to pull any punches whatsoever. He is here with a sword in his hand, and there is only one way he is going to play. The West Indies will have to stop him early. That takes the outside edge and again flows to the boundary. The first three balls have yielded 14 runs for Phil Salt. And that is no slouch with the ball. That is a Jason Holder who is known for his tight bowling. But to be fair to him, that one was a genuine outside edge. And Salt was lucky enough that it flew between the two fielders and raced towards the boundary. A perfect Yorker, and that is a dot ball. Phil Salt is among the quickest starters in world cricket, and he is very, very good against pace. He is destructive against spin as well, but against pace, he is particularly brutal. The next one disappears into the stand as well. What is happening? Phil Salt is taking the attack to the opposition, and how he has raced to 25 of 10 deliveries as the score races to 31. This over has gone for 20 so far, and Jason Holder would like to forget this over in a hurry. We have seen a lot of destructive innings from Jason Holder in the IPL, and we know what he can do. The next one is drilled through the covers for another boundary. Unstoppable. 24 runs coming off that Jason Holder over. All of them from the blade of Phil Salt, who is 29 from 11. He is making a mockery of this bowling attack as the score moves on to 31 for the loss of no wickets. Can you imagine? 24 of that over. Wow. Compared to that, Akil Hossain had a great over and he conceded just six. I think there is a possibility that Shai Hope might not continue with Jason Holder when it's time for an over change next. For now, it will be Akil Hossain bowling to Joss Butler. He starts off with a dot ball. It has been a discipline spell from Akil Hossain so far, and that is exactly why he gets the new ball. It gives some amount of control in the initial few overs. The first two overs are dot balls, as Butler decides to take matters into his own hands with a reverse sweep. That goes for four. A reverse sweep for four by Joss Butler. He has been quiet so far as Phil Salt has been on a rampage, but not in this case. After a quiet couple of deliveries, Butler says, "Okay, fine, let me do it this way," as he reverse sweeps it towards the boundary. What will Akil Hossain do next? Will he change his line? That was fired in quickly, but the line was quite wide. It would have been given a wide, but Butler made some contact with the bat, and it is now a single. Five of this over so far, as Phil Salt takes strike. Phil Salt is swinging at everything at the moment, and it will be interesting to see how he tackles Akil Hossain. He manages a quick single, as there is an overthrow, but they do not attempt the second run, and wisely so. There is no need to risk quick runs when the runs are simply flowing off the bat of Phil Salt. The last over, remember, went for 24. It was a Jason Holder, and I'm sure he will be given a break for a while. Akil Hossain finishes the over with a dot ball, as it is defended by Joss Butler. If you're just joining the stream, please hit subscribe so that you don't miss any further streams. And consider hitting a like as well. That will help me increase my reach, as this is one of the very few English commentary channels you will find online. England are chasing a total of 197, which is quite achievable on this ground. Short boundaries and flat wicket. It remains to be seen if a dew will play a part. Romario Shepherd steams in for his first over. Oh, Bill Salt looked ready to send it out of the stadium, but ultimately he missed it, and it will be a dot ball. Romario Shepherd is known for his wicket-taking ways. Here he bowls a wide. Well, that is one way to keep Phil Salt quiet, by bowling a wide, but you will only have to bowl it again, as there is no escaping Phil Salt when he is in such a destructive mood. Romario Shepherd bowling to Phil Salt again. And that is in the air and it will be caught by the fielder, Shai Rutherford. A soft dismissal in the end, and a very promising innings by Salt is cut short by Romario Shepherd. And they really needed that wicket because if Phil Salt would have stayed on for another 3 4 overs, I think he would have taken the game away from them with ease. They all seem happy and relieved to see the back of Phil Salt as he leaves for 30 of 14 deliveries only. Jacob Bethel will join Josh Butler at the crease. Butler has looked kind of quiet so far. He didn't really need to do much with his partner firing on all cylinders. Let's see how the approach of Jacob Bethel will be because the power play is very much on. Still 16 deliveries of the power play to go. India will face Namibia tomorrow evening. We will be bringing the live coverage in English. I hope you all tune in tomorrow as well. Please subscribe so that you don't miss the stream. Jacob Bethel at number 3, an extremely talented young man who has been on fire recently with his batting. Oh, Bethel attempts a cover drive, but it was a misfield by the fielder, but it is still a single. Phil Salt had completely mistimed that when he was about to send it out of the stadium, but mistimed it. It took the edge, and the deceptive bowling of Romario Shepherd provided to be the difference. They all looked very relieved when they saw the back of Phil Salt because he was looking like he would single-handedly take them to a score beyond 100 in the seventh over itself. Some sanity returns to the proceedings as the Butler guides this one to the leg side. The Wankhede Stadium is right at the edge of Marine Drive as Shepherd makes it to the list of the biggest wicket takers. He's third on the list with 6 wickets. The first one, of course, is Van Shalwijk from the USA, and the second is Lungi Ngidi with 7 wickets. By the way, if you did not watch the Afghanistan and South Africa match live today, please, please, please watch the highlights. I highly recommend it. It is the best game of T20 I have watched in the last 10 years, and I'm not making this up. I'm not exaggerating. It was a double super over, and it kept us all hooked till the very last ball. Shepherd bowling his fifth delivery, and that would be a dot ball. Things have quietened down a bit after the departure of Phil Salt, who was looking like he wanted to finish the chase all by himself. The fifth, the last one, will be bowled by Shepherd as Bethel drills it through the covers for a boundary. What a shot by Bethel as he gets going, and the English score is now 44 for 1 from 4 overs. The main reason England are playing at a run rate of 11 is Phil Salt. He took 24 runs of a Jason Holder over, And it was unbelievable to watch because he was going after every single delivery. A fantastic exhibition of power hitting. Fortunately for the West Indies, he is now back in the hatch as Akil Hussain returns to bowl his third over. He has been disciplined with 0 for 12 from his two. He bowls a full toss as he saw Butler approaching. Remains to be seen if the umpire gives it a no ball. It won't be a no ball because Butler had charged down the pitch. The strike goes to Jacob Bethel. The required run rate is 9.6, very much under the control of England. And they would want to maintain this superb run rate through the middle overs because they don't want a situation in which they have to score something like a 70 or 60 runs in the last five. They have to keep the scoreboard ticking along. Bethel again pushes this one through the covers for a boundary. Very delicately done. Did not use much power. It was all timing. And Akil Hussain gets hit for a rare boundary. He has been on the money so far, but this one was just a bit too short and a bit too wide, and Bethel did not need another invitation. The next one takes an edge and runs off to the boundary, and Shepherd is unable to do anything about it. That was a brilliant attempt though, but it still runs away for four, and it is two back-to-back boundaries from the blade of Jacob Bethel. Fine attempt by Shepherd, but he has a very bulky body and he had just bowled an over. I guess he was not agile enough to do much about it. As Akil Hussain takes a pause before his fourth delivery. He has been mostly on the money so far, but and that is a dot ball as Hetmyer feels it at cover. Jacob Bethel, an extremely talented young man from England, faces the last delivery and he sweeps it away for a four. Three boundaries coming off that over as England keep powering on towards the total. West Indies will have to find a way to do something about it because this power play is turning out to be quite expensive as England are motoring along at 11.6 an over. There is still one delivery to go. Bethel plays it fine along the leg side, and that will be a single. After the end of 5 overs, England posted a powerful score of 58 for 1. They don't seem to have any problems in this chase. And the batsman who has departed, Phil Salt, went after a fantastic cameo at the top. 14 deliveries, 30 balls. A strike, I'm sorry, 30 or 14 balls, and a strike rate well above 200. As we see a bowling change now, Shamar Joseph is the new bowler. He was the main reason why West Indies won a test in Australia after many, many years. Bowls a decent line and length and has a good amount of pace. Hits the deck hard as Jacob Bethel guides it towards a third man for a single. The strike goes to Joss Butler, who has been very quiet in this innings so far. We haven't really seen much of him. He's on 8 of 8, but we all know what he can do once he gets going. This partnership is now 22, and Bethel has contributed 19 of those runs. Three deliveries still to go in this over. As it is played for a dot ball. The next delivery from Shama Joseph is played towards a third man for yet another single. This looks to be a controlled over by Shama Joseph so far, not allowing the batsman to run right. Will we see some fireworks from Josh Butler very shortly? I don't think he'll be quiet for too long. And just as I say this, he attempts a boundary on the offside, but cut short by the fielder. That will only be 2 runs. If you're here for the first time, please consider subscribing, as it will help you find all future streams very easily. Also, leave a comment, tell me where you're watching it from. The next ball is drilled through the covers by Josh Butler. Just when I was saying that he has been having a quiet evening so far, Josh Butler says, I'm part of this party too, and gets a boundary, as the score moves to 67 for the loss of 1 wicket in the power play. England right on top of this match. After the start provided by Phil Salt, well, it was only a matter of others supporting and batting around him. And that is exactly what Bethel and Josh Butler are doing. They are not taking any unnecessary risks or playing the ball in the air. Bethel is 20 of 11, while Josh Butler is 15 of 11, doing exactly the kind of role that is required. These are still starting days for me as a live commentator, and I'm doing it mostly in English. But please let me know in the comments अगर आप हिंदी में सुनना चाहेंगे. I can do it in both languages. I'm not yet sure which path to take. Your feedback would be very important as we have a drinks break right now. There are many streams in Hindi though that you will find, but I discovered that there was hardly anyone doing it in English. I saw a gap in the market and decided to do this in English. So please let me know what language you would like to hear the commentary in. I'm guessing you all are here because you want it in English, so that becomes a moot question. England chasing a score of 197. They still need 130 in 84 balls at a run rate of 9.29. But so far they are well ahead of the required run rate and seem to have absolutely no problem. There is absolutely no issue that they are facing. Powered mostly by Phil Salt's hyper aggressive innings at the top and supported ably by Jacob Bethel and Josh Butler. Coming up tomorrow, Sri Lanka versus Oman in the morning, followed by Nepal versus Italy in the afternoon. That would be a very interesting match, Nepal versus Italy, because you can expect the Nepal supporters to pull in with fully support their team in large numbers as Roston Chase takes the ball with his disciplined off spin. First one is taken for a single by Jacob Bethel. Roston Chase also played a good contributing innings when it was his turn to bat. England comfortably placed at 68 for 1. As the ball is guided back to Roston Chase, and that is hiked over the leg side, pulled almost for a 6. What a fine shot by Josh Butler. That was all power, and we know how much power Josh Butler possesses. What an incredible shot. What will Roston Chase do next? And that is straight into the hands of the fielder at the boundary. Josh Butler attempted another six, but this time gives a simple catch as Roston Chase gets his man with some disciplined bowling. Josh Butler has to return to the dugout as Roston Chase proves to be the breaker of the partnership. A fine catch by Rohman Powell. Those are not easy to take, especially when you are taking them under the lights. The score as of now is 75 for 2 at the end of 6.5 overs. Tom Banton joins Jacob Bethel. He himself is a very destructive batsman, Tom Banton. Usually opens in league cricket, but here he comes in at number 4. The opening slots are already saturated with Phil Salt and Josh Butler, and you can't look beyond them, to be honest. Banton can step on the accelerator whenever required. He's a fine player. Roston Chase bowling the last ball, I'm sorry. And that is guided towards the leg side. Well, Bethel was interested in the second, but ultimately settled for one as that over goes for 9, and at the end of 7, England are comfortably placed at 76 for 2, and they're almost going at 11 and over. The West Indies will have to chip in with another couple of wickets if they are to pose any problem to England, because right now it looks like England is running away with the game. And the man to be dismissed is Jacob Bethel. In his short international career, he has shown the tremendous destructive ability that he possesses. There's a change of bowler as Gudakesh Moti takes the ball. The top scorers for West Indies, Shai Rutherford and Roston Chase. Rutherford with a brilliant innings of 76. Gudakesh Moti with a slow left arm spin. Bowls to Jacob Bethel, who pulls it only to be intercepted by the fielder near the boundary. The West Indies will have to try and do something to put a break to their scoring rate. They have to get in a couple of quiet overs because otherwise England won't be bothered with the required run rate of 9.5, because 9.5 is nothing much in modern day T20s, and they have plenty of batting to come yet. Oh, that was fielded well at cover by Roston Chase. It is a dot ball. Gudakesh Moti has been doing a fine job for the West Indies in limited overs cricket with his deceptive left arm spin. He possesses a good arm ball as well, apart from the classic orthodox left arm spin. All right, so Jacob Bethel takes the strike against Gudakesh Moti. That is a full toss, and that is deposited into the stands by Jacob Bethel. No second thought. He didn't even have to move, just hit it with a lot of power, and off you go. I'll repeat myself that West Indies simply have to get rid of a Jacob Bethel because the more he stays on the crease, he is going to create more and more problems for the West Indies because he is quite capable of playing the long innings. Even had a century in the recent Ashes. And Moti manages to take a wicket as Tom Banton tried to loft it into the air, but only could manage to pop a simple catch to the fielder. That is a very welcome wicket for the West Indies, who were looking for one, and they have to keep chipping away because right now the run rate will not bother England at all. England still need 112 in 72 balls as Tom Batton returns to the dugout. He, Jacob Bethel will be joined by Harry Brook as they are at 85 for 3 at the end of 8 overs. The run rate will not bother England at all because they are on top of it. They are motoring along at 10.5 an over. Harry Brook comes in at number 5. Roston Chase to bowl to him. He starts off with a dot. Brook is yet to take strike as it will be Bethel who tackles Chase. This promises to be an exciting match as right now England looks to be the favorite because of their run rate, but they are 3 wickets down. Another couple of wickets, and well, we'll have to wait and see. Roston Chase bowls the third dot ball in a row, and that would help arrest some of the momentum of England. He's known for doing exactly that. Come in the middle overs and stitch together a string of dot balls as Jacob Bethel guides it towards the fielder in the deep for a single. This has been some disciplined bowling by Roston Chase. As Harry Brook is preparing to play his first ball of Roston Chase, aged only 26, one of the youngest captains of England, possesses power and timing both, and on his day is very capable of playing a magical innings. That was a soft dismissal in the end. I'm talking about Tom Banton, as he simply popped a catch into the hands of the waiting fielder. That was a nothing shot. Bethel glances one towards the leg side for a single, as that over yields only 3 runs. England 88 for 3 at the end of 9 overs. 11 overs still to go, and England need 109 more runs. If you've just joined, West Indies put on 196, and in retaliation, England have made a solid start, but they have lost 3 wickets in the process. Please hit subscribe if you have not, because I'll be covering almost all the upcoming matches of the World Cup, and you will get to hear the commentary in English. Gudakesh Moti with his next over. He conceded 9 in his first, as that is guided towards the fielder for a single. Harry Brook gets the strike. If they manage to keep Jacob Bethel quiet for a while, as Harry Brook finds his feet, then they can slip in a couple of quiet overs, and that will surely help getting the required run rate up, which is at 10 right now. If they manage to bring up the required run rate to 12 or above, that will start putting pressure on the English batsmen. As that is a quick signal by Harry Brook. Gudakesh Moti has been in control so far, has not given away any freebies. And that is out. He approached the stump of Jacob Bethel, a much needed wicket for the West Indies, and they get their man finally. Bethel has to depart, as he could not read that deception in that delivery by Gudakesh Modi, and his off stump is out of the ground. What a fantastic delivery that was. Bethel had absolutely no clue, as it glanced his pads before crashing the off stump. Gudakesh Modi is ecstatic, as England are now 90 for 4, and there would be some worry right now in the England dressing room, because they have lost 4 top order batsmen, as Harry Brook is now joined by Sam Curran. Sam Curran is an all-rounder, and I feel bowling is a stronger suit, but let's see. There is Will Jacks still to come. Jamie Overton, Liam Dawson, all of them can bat. Now, with 2 new batsmen at the crease, West Indies have a fantastic chance of pulling this game back. Let them struggle for their runs, and the required run rate will shoot up in no time. That would need some bowling discipline. They cannot offer any freebies. You cannot let a batsman like Harry Brook get adjusted. That one was going down wide, but for some reason Sam Curran decided to put bat to it, and that would be a single. A back of the hand googly by Gudakesh Moti, and that was pushed through with some pace. And Bethel had no idea what to do with it. And he is now chilling in the dugout. Mookie once again to Brook, who pushes for a second run, but has to be content with a single. Sam Curran will face the bowling of Gudakesh Moti once again. That was a full toss and that was pulled by Sam Curran, but he can only get a single. That was an excellent over in the end. Only 5 runs coming of it, and the very important wicket of Jacob Bethel. At the end of 10, England are 93 for 4, with 104 still to get. Lamar Joseph will have the ball again as Sam Curran prepares to take strike. For all the England wickets to fall so far, most of them have fallen to catches, but there was this LBW. I'm sorry, this bold dismissal by Gudakesh Moti, which was a pick of the lot. Kumar Joseph runs into bowl to Sam Curran, and that is runs through the covers, and no fielder will be able to stop it. And that's 4 runs for Sam Curran as he gets going. What a fine shot that was. That is the reason why he has been sent above Will Jacks because he is an experienced player and he has seen these kind of situations before. Things have been a bit quiet since the departure of Jacob Bethel. Apart from that, 4 batsmen to follow: Will Jacks, Liam Dawson, and Jamie Overton. All of them all rounders. Will Jacks is the one padded up, and he is known to score his runs at a high strike rate. Let's see if he can manage that today as well. Harry Brook plays it fine towards the leg side for a single. West Indies won't mind the singles and the twos. The pick of the bowler so far has been Roston Chase with a economy of 6, and of course Gudakesh Moti 2 for 13 of just 2 overs. Shamar Joseph continues his over, fifth, fourth ball coming up, and Sam Curran can't do much about it as the fielder grabs it and it is a dot ball. The variations of Moti on full display as he dismissed Banton with a conventional left-arm spinner's delivery, while for Bethel he used the googly. The ball is again pushed back to Shamar Joseph, who fields it, and that is yet another dot ball. The required run rate is creeping up ever so slightly as it is almost touching 11. When it crosses 12, it will be time for England to start thinking about taking more risks because they do not want to face a situation where they have to get 15 or 18 and over towards the end, as that will just put a lot of pressure on it. As Shamar Joseph finishes the over with another dot ball, conceding only 6. At the end of 11, England is 99 for 4. Modi will bowl again. He has been the pick of the bowlers with 2 for 16 of 2 overs, full of variations. Oh my God, that has beaten the bat, and it went past the wicket keeper. In the end, they had enough time to take 2 runs, but that was some sharp turn. We saw Adil Rashid getting some turn in the first inning, so it looks like there is some purchase on this wicket. If you put enough revolutions on the ball, you will get the ball to turn. Brook takes a single. Wow, what a delivery that was by Boti. It took the outside edge, and that could have very easily crashed onto stumps. Into the case, Moti to Sam Curran, who takes another single, a quiet over so far. Have maintained a run rate of around 9, England, and one of the main contributing factors has been that amazing innings of Phil Salt up top. That one pierces through the fielder to reach the boundary. Brook with a pull shot, and it looks like we have an injured fielder. Rutherford seems to have injured his leg while diving for that save. Hope he's okay. That was fine placement by Harry Brook, who just guided it between the two fielders. Last 2 balls in this over to go as Brook takes strike against Gudakesh Moti. He attempts a pull shot yet again, but this time it will be cut off by the fielder and it will be a single. Sam Curran will face the last ball of the over. The required run rate has now crept up to 11. This promises to be a thriller, this match. Curran plays it towards the leg side, and There is enough time for both of them to comfortably take two. At the end of 12 overs, England 110 for 4, and this partnership is ticking along nicely. One more wicket here, and West Indies will have a shot at the bowling all-rounders of England. Jamie Overton, Liam Dawson. Harry Brook has had a relatively quiet start so far, 12 of 8. Sam Curran, similarly, 10 from just 9. Austin Chase returns. Economical figures so far for him. Only 12 runs conceded in 2 overs, and he has also taken a wicket. First one is taken for a single as Sam Curran prepares to face Roston Chase. Again negotiated for a single towards the leg side by Sam Curran. They're not taking many chances against Austin Chase, who doesn't give much room to the batsman. Harry Brook taking strike against Roston Chase, who fires it in wide, and that will be called wide by the umpire. He saw Harry Brook coming to charge him and fired it in quickly. At the end, it was just a wide. Harry Brook is looking to unleash himself now, as that is again fired in wide, and Brook can only help it on its way to the fielder. England need 81 in 45 balls. That is yet another wide, this time on the leg side, as Romario Shepherd chases it before it reaches the boundary. They had enough time and more to take 2 runs. So that is 3 runs. And ball is not counted as a legitimate delivery. The required run rate still hovering at around 11. They have not really let it get too far. He fires it in wide towards the offside, and the third man fielder cuts him off. Roston Chase to bowl his last ball of the over, and Sam Curran will face him. Let's see how he completes the over. Sam Curran flicks it towards the leg side for a single, as at the end of we have yet another delivery to go. Roston Chase has bowled 2 wides this over. That means this over is taking unnaturally long to finish. If you're watching the stream for the first time, please take some time to subscribe and drop a like so that I get a better reach. This is one of the very few channels on YouTube which gives you English commentary. The last ball is pulled by Sam Curran for a boundary, and it goes to the boundary ropes like a rocket. What a fine shot that was, as at the end of 13 overs, England are 123 for 4. The next bowler will be Gudakesh Moti, who will look to finish his spell on high. He has been the most potent bowler, has displayed his full repertoire of variations. As the first ball is safely played by Harry Brook towards the leg side for a single. They seem to be treating Moti with respect because they have not really charged him yet, perhaps recognizing that he's not an easy bowler to face if you have not faced him much. He can deceive you with his wrong ones. As the next one is a dot ball, Sam Curran is not interested in taking the single. We have reached a stage where England will have to start thinking about one big shot per over, or they will let the game drift away. And Sam Curran does exactly that as he pulls that one to the left side and deposits it 8 rows back into the stands for a powerful six. What a hit that was by Sam Curran. Full of power, and he has had enough time to get set now. How will Moti respond? This one is wideish towards the off stump, and Karan can only guide it to the field and towards the boundary. Will Jacks is the next one to follow, the next batsman, and he's known for hitting big shots. Harry Brook has had a quiet outing so far, 17 of 14, and that one is a cotton bowl, a brilliant wicket. It takes the outside edge of Harry Brook's bat as he fails to read the googly. It pops up into the air, and Gudakesh Moti catches it off his own bowling. West Indies needed that for sure. Completely failed to read that Harry Brook, and it was the softest of dismissals. Moti is ecstatic as he gets his third wicket. At the end of 13.5, England is at 131 for the loss of 5 wickets. And now it will get slightly more difficult for the English side as they are decently poised when it comes to run rate, but they have lost 5 wickets, getting to 131. Will Jacks joins Sam Curran as we have a little bit of a drinks break. After Will Jacks, there will be Liam Dawson and Jamie Orton, the bowling all-rounders. Sam Curran will now have to carry this chase. He is the most experienced one out of the lot. If you discount Liam Dawson, who has been around in the domestic circuit forever, but Sam Curran is already set on 22 from 14, and he will have to play a leading role. If England are to achieve this target, still 66 runs needed in 37 balls. A long way to go, and they need to do it at an economy rate of 11, a run rate of 11, which means they need at least one big shot per over. The pressure will start to mount, and if they lose another wicket, the pressure will only multiply. Will Jacks is perfectly capable of hitting a few into the stands. He had a extremely forgettable outing with the ball, as he was the most targeted bowler. West Indies sit at the top of the table with one victory from one game. England have 2 points as well, but they are behind Scotland, who have a better net run rate. This is proving to be a very interesting group. If Nepal can manage to pull off an upset against the West Indies, this group will be wide open. Will Jacks to face Gunagesh Motia after the rings break. 66 runs, 67, I'm sorry, 67 still required of 36 balls as Moti comes into bowl. And it will be a dot ball. Sam Curran is absolutely not interested in that single. Moti finishes his spell at 3 for 33, a brilliant spell in the context of the game. Boston Chase will bowl the next over. Will Jacks is new onto the crease, and the responsibility must fall on Sam Curran, who is already set, and they will need some big shots from him. A very confident shout by Roston Chase as the ball wraps the pads of Sam Curran. It is a dot ball, but will they take the review? Won't they? And they do take the review as Shai Hope signals to the umpire. Roston Chase was adamant about the review, and he looks very confident as well. I'm not so sure, particularly because height seems to be an issue over here, but let's see. They're checking for any edges first. Well, well, well. Would you believe it? That is the thickest outside edge possible. The thickest outside edge I have ever seen in the history of LBW reviews. I don't know what Roston Chase saw. The umpire was very clear about it. And so they lose a review. Roston Chase to Sam Curran, who guides it to the leg side for a single. It has been a quiet over so far, only one run conceded of two balls. England still needs 65 in 34, and the required run rate is creeping up ever so slightly. It is 11.5 now. They still have enough firepower left to be able to chase it, but it will require some disciplined bowler from the West Indies if they want to restrict England. It is played fine through the covers by Will Jacks, who opens his accounts with 2 runs. The score moves on to 134 for 5, 63 still to get for England. This promises to be an exciting finish. Possibly we will see a last over finish. Will it compare to the Afghanistan South Africa match we saw today? Very difficult because that was a double super over and possibly the best match of T20 cricket I have ever witnessed, as that one is a wicket. An LBW by Roston Chase, and this time the umpire has no hesitation in giving it out LBW. Sam Curran is still waiting and he takes the review, so this will go up for review. A much more confident shout this time from all the West Indies players, and there doesn't seem to be an outside or inside edge involved. This is only a matter of checking if it hit him in line. At first glance, it does seem to be out, but they will have to check for outrage first. There is absolutely no edge, and the ball seems to be heading straight towards the middle stump. So it is only a formality now. But I do sympathize with Sam Curran. That review had to be taken as Sam Curran simply had to be there till the last. Straight as an arrow that would have hit the middle stump, and Roston Chase takes the wicket. The umpire signals out. Will Jacks has to go back to the dugout. For a second, I thought that was Sam Curran, but it is Will Jacks who will have to go back without troubling the scorers too much as Jamie Overton joins Sam Curran at the crease. England still needs 63 and 32, and this has been a miserly over by Roston Chase so far, who has conceded only 3 runs. It has been a miserly spell, in fact, with a 2 for 28 so far. England sitting at 134 for 6. Will they be able to hold their composure in this final sprint? The required run rate is almost touching 12 now. Overton about to face a Roston Chase. Let's see if he attempts a big shot. He doesn't. He just defends it, and that is a dot ball. As the required run rate pushes past 12 for the first time. Overton is quite a capable batsman. By no means he is a tail ender, but he is known more as a bowling all-rounder. Can Roston Chase finish on a high? And he does, as Overton can only manage a single towards the leg side. He finishes with exceptional figures of 2 for 29, an economy of 7 in the context of this high scoring game is excellent returns. 5 overs to go, and England needs 62. Akil Hossain will be taking over. It is now up to Sam Curran to do the job for England. Because there is not much batting to follow after this. There is Liam Dawson. There is Adil Rashid and Jofra Archer. Of course, Liam Dawson can definitely bat, and Jofra Archer is capable of hitting the big shots, but the responsibility will fall on Sam Curran, as the already said batsman, Akil Hossain, Sam Curran facing him, takes a single as he passes the baton to Jamie Overton. If you're joining for the first time, please subscribe to the channel. It will help you find this stream more easily for the upcoming matches of the World Cup. Akil Hossain had an expensive over the last time he bowled. Let's see if he's able to pull back. He has great control though. He is not known for giving away freebies. Sam Curran tries to slash it through the covers, but it will be intercepted by the fielder. Only a single. The required run rate is now steadily creeping up to 13 and over. And every dot ball and every single will only mount the pressure. That one is guided to the leg side by Overton, and there is enough time for them to take a quick single. That is excellent running between the wickets by the two batsmen. England is at 139 for 6 and 57 runs still to get in 26 balls, and the difference between the two teams is widening now as West Indies are favored 73% to win this game. And I believe it's time for Sam Curran to start finding the boundaries because he cannot leave it till the last two overs because that will just increase the pressure on him and the other batsmen. A very disciplined effort by Akil Hossain so far in this over as he only has gone for 4 runs of his 3 balls. 5 runs, I'm sorry, of 4. As Sam Curran hoiks this one into the air, but it falls short of the fielder. And it will only be another single. He's looking a bit tired in this high humidity, Sam Curran, as he calls for a drink. Jamie Overton, will he go for the big hoik? Will he go for the slog? Or will he just choose to take whatever single or double is available? He charges down the track. The ball is in the air, and that would be a wicket. What an exceptional catch by the fielder at the boundary line. That was about to go over the boundary, but he managed to catch that, jumped in the air, threw the ball back into play, and then jumped back to the other side of the boundary line. Very similar to what Surya Kumar Yadav did in the final of the last World Cup. What an exceptional catch this is. This is surely going to make the highlights package. Beautifully done. That was Roman Powell. And these are the catches that win you matches. The umpire gives his decision, and as expected, that will be out. Powell made it seem effortless, but it was not. The ball was about to land beyond the boundary, but he had enough presence of mind to throw it back into play jump to the other side, and then catch it again because he was going off balance. He's a heavy man, Roman Powell. What a fantastic catch. Jamie Overton has to go. He can only manage 5 runs. As England 141 for 7. What a tight match this is turning out to be. They still need 55 of 24, and the required run rate is now an intimidating 14. This is not going to be easy. Someone will have to start thinking about the big shots. And that was exactly what Jamie Orton was doing. He was trying to hit a six to ease the pressure somewhat, but it took an exceptional catch in the end. Now there is double pressure on Sam Curran because while he will have to score a bulk of the runs, he will have to be conscious of the fact that he is simply running out of partners. 7 have fallen so far and only 3 wickets in hand. Well, well, well. The tide has turned in the favor of the West Indies, and they would favor themselves to win this match. They would back themselves to win this match from here on. But never say never because Sam Curran is still on the crease, a well set batsman, 26 of 19. And then there is a trump card, Jofra Archer, who will face Shamar Joseph right now. Curran takes a single, and now Jofra Archer is on strike. I can keep looking at that catch all day. What a brilliant presence of mind. He could have just held on to the catch, but then he would have slided over to the boundary and it would have been a six. But he had enough presence of mind to push it back into the field of play. This will remain one of the catches of the tournament. Absolutely sensational. Jofra Archer facing Shama Joseph for the first time, and he tried to drill it to the covers, but intercepted by the fielder, Jason Holder. England now need 54 from 22. And it is going to take some effort, mark my words, as the required run rate creeps up to 15. 15 and over is never easy, especially not when you have lost 7 of your wickets. But Sam Curran is on strike again. Let's see if he can get a big one. He attempts a slog, but it is cut off by Roman Powell again, who is patrolling that boundary like a panther. Sam Curran can only manage a single as England reach a score of 144 for 7. 49 runs still required of 20 balls. This match is proving to be a humdinger. Archer on strike now. He is quite capable of playing the big shots. Let's see if he manages one. And he does it. And would you believe it? That is a lap shot. He laps him for 4 runs. The bowler will be furious. No fast bowler likes a tail-ender playing a lap shot for a boundary. But full credit to Jofra Archer for managing to pull that off. Last 2 balls of this over to go. How will Jofra Archer manage? As he plays it to the fielder for a single, brings Sam Curran back on strike. 48 needed of a 19. Every single, every dot ball is only mounting the required run rate up. It stands at 15.6 now, which means England do not have the luxury of singles and twos. They have to attempt at least two big shots every over, maybe three. What a fantastic Yorker that was. There is nothing Sam Curran could do with it apart from playing it for a single as he retains the strike. Last 3 overs to go, 47 runs to get. After the hyper exciting match of Afghanistan versus South Africa, this is another thriller on the cards. What are the odds that even this one goes to a super over? The first match in the morning was a double super over, and if you have not managed to catch it live, I would recommend you to catch the highlights because, in my opinion, it was the match of this decade. I'm not kidding. That was the best T20 match I've seen in the last 10 years. Afghanistan versus South Africa. Go catch the highlights if you have not done so yet. If you're new here, please hit the subscribe button so that you manage to catch all future streams in English. This is one of the very few channels that does English commentary. Jason Holder has the ball, and he was taken apart by Phil Salt in the power play for 24 runs in a single over. Sam Curran to face him as he heaved the ball to the next side, but it will only be a single. To be very honest, Sam Curran hasn't really managed to get the big shots. He is taking the singles and twos, but at this stage, this is not enough for England as the required run rate touches 17. That required run rate is going into very dangerous territory right now. If it touches 20, that would be enormous pressure in the last 2 overs. Oh, that is one heck of a Yorker. Jofra Archer tried to get a single, tried to get to the other end, but that was one heck of a pickup and throw by Jason Holder, who gets a direct hit to send back Jofra Archer, and that is the eighth English wicket to fall. 151 for 8 it is, and now it is almost certain that West Indies should be able to close out this game. It will take a blinder of an innings from here on from Sam Curran or Liam Dawson if England are to make a match of this now. 46 from 16 still to go as Jofra Archer departs, courtesy a brilliant run out of his own bowling by Jason Holder. It looks like Holder has put behind him that nightmarish first over of his where he was found to all parts of the ground by Phil Salt. He was taken for 24 in that over, and he looked like he had no clue for a while. But he was wisely taken out of the attack by Shai Hope. And as things stand now, England are 151 for 8 after 17.2, 46 to get in 16 balls. These kind of miracles have happened in the past, but Sam Curran will have to pull a rabbit out of the hat to rescue this one for England. Liam Dawson in at 10. No mug with the bat. He has many runs in county cricket against his name and other domestic T20 leagues. Sam Curran pushes this one for yet another single. I'm afraid to say singles won't do it for England anymore. The required run rate touches 18. That means they will have to hit almost every ball out of the park if they are to make a match out of it. Singles simply won't do it at all. As the last 15 balls remain, Liam Dawson is at the crease. a very experienced campaigner. But the question is he the kind of batsman who will be able to go bang bang from the first delivery itself? Jason Holder, another fine Yorker, as Liam Dawson can only play it for a single. This match is slowly slipping out of the hands of England. It looks like the life has been squeezed out of the English batting lineup by some extremely disciplined bowling by Roston Chase, Gudagesh Moti, Shamar Joseph, and now Jason Holder. 38 from 13 required. They desperately need a big shot, and they need it now. Will Sam Curran be able to do something about it? Yes, he will be able to do something about it as he plays one of the best shots of the evening that is deposited 20 rows into the stands, and that goes for a six, and this game is still alive. This game is still alive, ladies and gentlemen. Make no mistakes about it. That was another attempted Yorker, but it fell right into the slot. It was in the hitting arc of Sam Curran, and he finally manages to connect one for six. Will he attempt to take the strike now? I think he should because they need him on strike. Jason Holder bowls to Sam Curran, who wisely takes a single to retain the strike as we approach the 19th over of the match. "37 runs are required for England in 12 deliveries, which means they do not have the luxury of playing out a dot ball at all. If at all there is a single, it has to be Liam Dawson giving back the strike to Sam Curran. Sam Curran is the man, playing at 37 of 25. Shamar Joseph to bowl the 19th over. He has bowled with control this evening. He has not picked up any wickets, but he has not bowled too many loose deliveries. Will Joseph do the job for West Indies this over itself? They only need 2 wickets, by the way, while England have a mountain to climb in the last 2 overs. The first ball is absolute perfection. That is an inch perfect Yorker that zoomed in like a heat-seeking missile and hit the toes of Sam Curran. There was absolutely nothing he could do about it. It will be a dot ball, and the pressure is mounting heavily on England. Sam Curran has no other option but to swing at everything now. That looked like it was going to be a wide. Even Sam Curran thought so, and he moved away as if to suggest to the umpire that, hey, I deserve a wide. But the umpire is absolutely not interested. And as I can see in the replay, it was well within the marker line. So the first 2 balls are 2 golden dot balls. Joseph is doing an excellent job. 37 from 10 required now. He hits it into the air and it falls safely, but there is a misfield and they attempt to run two and there is a run out check. He put in a full dive, Liam Dawson, but I don't think he has made the ground. Surely this is a run out. The umpire has given the signal. It is out, and Liam Dawson makes his way back to the pavilion. Incredible scenes here at the Wankhede At one point, England was rampaging towards a total, but all of a sudden, it looked like West Indies put a full stop to their innings. They squeezed the life out of the innings. It looks increasingly likely that Sam Curran would be the last man standing as Adil Rashid joins Sam Curran at the crease. Adil Rashid is not really known for his batting. This will take a miracle. Nothing short of a miracle will save England now, as the required run rate has climbed up to 24. Forget the required run rate. It will take a succession of sixes from Sam Curran if England is to have any hope. But on the flip side, Sam Curran is still on strike. And let's see if he manages to put this one away. And put it away he does as he lofts it over the cover. One bounce into the ropes. That one is a four. The flame is still burning. England is still in this match, but only barely. Sam Curran, 42 from 29. What will he do with the last two deliveries? Surely he will attempt a single of the last delivery because he cannot trust Adil Rashid with the strike. When is the last ball? For those of you who have just joined in, please subscribe so that you get notifications for the next matches. As Sam Curran decides to take a single and he trusts Adil Rashid with the last ball. I'm sure the instructions would be to either hit a 6 or a 4 or take a dot ball, because it makes absolutely no sense for a single right now. 31 runs still required, 7 balls to go. Chaka Maka has commented that he is listening from St. Lucia. Thank you so much. It really makes me happy to know that my commentary is being enjoyed in the West Indies. I would have never thought so. Shamar Joseph runs in for the last ball and Adish Rashid pikes it into the air, and that looks like it is going to be a catch by Roston Chase, but I'm not sure. Has he grounded it? The umpire has given the soft signal that it is out. It looks like the English innings is done for. The replay will be a formality. What a fantastic catch that was by Roston Chase. He had to run in to take that low catch. Oh, this looks like a very close one. Has he grasped it? Has he not? If he manages a complete catch, then the game is over. But in case it touches the grass, well, England still have a slight hope. Very slight one. The third umpire is surely taking his time, because it is not clear from this angle if Roston Chase has grasped this one or not. It looks to be a clean catch as he has his fingers under the ball. I am expecting the decision to be out. And out it is, and that finishes the match. Shamar Joseph takes the wicket and Roston Chase takes an exceptional catch to close out the innings as the West Indies win by 30 runs. The West Indies take this match when at one point it was looking like England would cruise home comfortably. What a match this has been, right till the 19th over. Thank you guys for joining in, and would request once again to please hit the subscribe button, as I'll be doing the commentary for the upcoming games in English. So if you enjoyed this game, please support a small streamer by hitting the subscribe button, and I'll do my best to bring you the live commentary for the next few matches in English. You will find many of the channels doing it in Hindi, but this is one of the very few English commentary channels. In the end, turned out to be an easy victory for the West Indies, but it was a disciplined batting effort, bowling effort from the West Indies, I must say. Thank you so much for joining in as I end my stream now. Goodbye, good night to everyone, wherever you are in this world.